What's going on, guys? Ricky Arnold here. So for today's video, it's kind of be a little bit of a helping video for you guys because it's something that I've ran across with the recent thing that I've been doing. I'm actually in the midst of another computer build. I know, shocker. But it's a little something that I ran into that I think you guys might find a bit helpful, that some of you might run into as well. So let's roll that intro real quick and we'll get right into it. By the title, if you guys already saw it, it should be no surprise to you guys that I'm doing a computer build featuring the new Ryzen 2200G processor. It's a computer build that I'm doing for my sister and my nephew because he actually wants to start doing some computer games, which of course, I mean, Uncle Rick, I'm like, awesome, let's get him into computer gaming and I'll start him somewhere. So he's a younger kid, so he doesn't need something super powerful right now. And my sister, she actually needs a computer to conduct her business, to do, you know, word processing, emails, all stuff like that. And he likes to do kind of, you know, older games and stuff like that. And like, you know, he wants to be able to play Skyrim and some older Elder Scrolls games, which I think is pretty awesome. So we're gonna get him started on stuff like that, something that's not super graphically demanding, and something that this processor and the integrated Vega graphics can handle, no problem. So the problem that I did run into, though, is something that a lot of you might find as well, and I'm going to explain it to you right now. So, with this processor right here, they did explain that at launch, not every motherboard is going to be compatible with it right out of the box, and I knew this going into it. So, what did happen was I got this motherboard right here, and I just took the chance because I did want a motherboard that I could overclock because I really wanted to test what numbers I could get with this processor if I overclocked the CPU and the GPU on it, just for my own benefit, and then to also see if I can push it a little bit further for my nephew. But upon my first boot of the system, I did not get any video, and the system did boot, but I am not getting a video signal from it. So that could only mean that the BIOS is not the current BIOS that it needs to be able to support the new Raven Ridge APU, or CPU, sorry. So what I'm gonna have to do is a little trick with this thing right here to flash the BIOS on that new motherboard that I got using another chip that I already own. So what I'm going to do is, if you guys already saw one of my last videos, I do own a Ryzen 7 1700 in my work build. It's actually sitting right down here below me. You guys can't see it, but anyway, I'm going to have to extract the CPU from that computer, put it into this new system on that new motherboard, and then we're gonna have to flash the BIOS. So I'm gonna show you how to do exactly that if you guys run into this exact same problem with your current build, if you guys are trying to get in gaming like my nephew is. So I'm gonna show you how to do all that right now, so let's go. Also, just a quick side note, if you don't already own any Ryzen CPUs that are compatible with the current generation of motherboards to actually flash your BIOS, AMD does have a program online where they will actually ship you an APU from the current generation that you can actually use to do this exact same process. So if you don't have a processor on hand like I do, there's definitely that option for you. Or I mean, you can buy another one, but honestly the most cost-effective way to do this would be to just get one directly from AMD. I know you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, but honestly, if you get one of these new generation CPUs in a non-compatible motherboard straight away with the BIOS, like is happening right now, that's really your only choice at that point. So you're gonna have to do one of those two things. Alright guys, so before we actually get into any of the computer building parts, we're gonna have to do a couple steps first, and it's really simple, so don't get scared. So the first thing you gotta do is you just need to go to your motherboard's website. So in my case, it was the ASROCK AB350M-HDV. So honestly, I just take the name, put it in Google, and then go to the support page. From your motherboard, you'll see it'll say overview, specifications, support, where to buy. Other manufacturers might be a little bit different, but normally the support tab is where you want to go. And then you're going to want to go ahead and click BIOS. And then, so you'll look at all the BIOS versions right here. So as you can see in red right here, it says before updating this BIOS, you need to update to BIOS P3.40 firstly. So what you need to do is you need to download this one right here, the 3.40 version, which is the bridge BIOS. So what that's going to do is basically bridge from the older BIOS, which the motherboard should have right now, which is like I think a 2 point something, to that newest one. So the first one that came out for the Raven Ridge ones was the 4.40, and I noticed that they just came out with a 4.70, so this is the one I'm going to use. So I would download this 3.40 first, and then whatever one is next for you, and it's probably, if you're watching this right now, right after I post it, it's going to be the 4.70 BIOS. So we're going to go ahead and download these two. So as you see, I already downloaded them down here on the bottom. So once you take these two zip files, go ahead and just go show in folder, and then your downloads will be right here in your download folder. So you're going to want to save those to a USB drive. And what I just did was I just took them right from my download folder, and you just copy them in there. And after you copy them, go ahead and extract them into your USB drive. And this is what you're going to leave in your computer for now. And when we boot to that BIOS, you're going to go ahead and use Quick Flash. It'll recognize that these two BIOS versions are in here. And then once we get into the BIOS, I'll show you exactly what to do next. So I'm going to go ahead and do the hardware part real quick off camera. And then once I get that Ryzen 7 1700 processor in the new motherboard I got, I will boot into the BIOS, and I'll show you guys what to do next.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so I've built a Frankenstein of a computer behind me, just kind of like a test bed thing. So the Ryzen 7 1700 is in that new motherboard, and I actually had to use my GTX 1070, and I had to throw that in the new motherboard too, because obviously those CPUs don't have onboard video. So I had to plug all that in, and then use an HDMI cable to plug it to my monitor. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and try to boot to the BIOS and see what happens, and then go ahead and flash that new BIOS so we can try to get that new BIOS flashed, and then hopefully our Ryzen 2200G will actually work. So let's go ahead and go from this little, you know, where is it at? Yeah, there it is, that test bed little Frankenstein computer right there. Hopefully that gets us to the point we want to be, to where we can actually boot into the new motherboard with the new processor and the onboard graphics, and then we can begin testing. So let's go ahead and get to the BIOS, and I'll tell you what to do from there. Alright guys, so because I have no screen capture software right now, we're going to have to just go ahead and do this the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to record the screen with my camera. I'm right here, you know. Hi. There's my hand. Don't know what to do with my hand. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and manually trip the power right here. And there we go. Everything's turning on. And let me go ahead and switch this to HDMI, and we should see if it comes up. And hopefully, there we go. That's what we want to see right there. There we go. Yep, it's picking up my Ryzen 7 right there. And then, yeah, so everything's running at stock. That's fine. There you go. Instant flash. So, like I said, if you don't have an ASROCK motherboard, you have something different. Most likely, there will be something along these lines from all the other motherboard manufacturers. They all, if they're updated to this level or this year of hardware, most of them all have something like this, utility like this already built into the UEFI. So just check your manual and or your motherboard's website, and I'm sure you have something similar to this. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Okay, so when you select Instant Flash, it's going to go ahead and scan that USB that you have installed. I only have one USB on here, so it searched that for any other updated BIOSes that I could flash it to. So like I said, the first one you're going to have to do is the earlier version, which is the bridge. So we're going to go ahead and bridge it right now. So we're going to select the P3.40. So you go ahead and press enter. And you want to update the UEFI to that. Yes. Go ahead and select that and press yes. And then it's going to go ahead and do its thing right here real quick. And it looks like it was a success. So let's go ahead and reboot, and then we will do the next one. Okay, so now we've updated the BIOS. Let's go ahead and check and make sure that it is on there. Yep, and it says we are on the version P340, or 3.40 rather. And then we're going to go ahead and go from that, and we're going to go ahead and go to the next one. So let's go ahead and go to Instant Flash again. And it should look for it. Blah, blah, blah. There it is. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and select the P4.70 now, which is the newest one, which will bridge the gap so we can use the new Raven Ridge processor. Hopefully. So let's go ahead and press enter. Do you want to update? And press yes. And then we're going to let it do its thing again. Alright guys, so that one was a success as well. So let's go ahead and reboot the system here, and then make sure that it's successfully installed and it's actually in the UEFI. Alrighty, so it looks like we were successful, and we are now at the P4.70 BIOS on this ASROCK. motherboard. So, as I said, the next step is I'm going to go ahead and have to pull my Ryzen 7 1700 out of this system here. Go ahead and put the Ryzen 3 2200G back in it, and then we're going to boot it with that and test it, make sure everything is working as it should be.
Eventually.
Okay, so after a very hairy situation with some thermal paste and switching out the CPUs, everything works. Yes. If you can't tell, I'm very stoked because yeah, there was a little it was quite the situation. I have to switch all the CPUs around and everything like that, but we successfully updated the BIOS to the P.470, and yeah, so everything's good to go. I wasn't ready. Well, just keep going, whatever. I'm gonna get my drink really quick. Okay, so that's the end. As you guys saw, I was a little bit nervous because I had a little mishap with some thermal paste, but luckily got that taken care of, got the CPU switched, and everything works. So that is how you make sure that you can install a Ryzen 2200G in a non-supported motherboard at this time right now. That does not say it is guaranteed to work with Raven Ridge. If it doesn't say that, they're not guaranteed to work. They don't come off the shelf like that because they could possibly be sitting on the shelf for a year or so, and they need the BIOS updated. So that's how you update the BIOS right there. Like I said, if you do not have a Ryzen CPU laying around like I did, you're going to have to contact AMD, and you're going to have to get one of their APUs sent out to you. And just if you guys aren't knowledgeable like I am, you will not need a graphics card with an APU because they're integrated just like the Raven Ridge CPUs back here. So you just basically connect your HDMI or your DVI or DisplayPort right to your motherboard, whatever connection you have, and then you go from there. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys leave it in the comment section below. If you guys want any more tips like this, make sure you guys leave a comment and let me know. Make sure you like the video if you guys enjoyed it, and then subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next video, guys. Later.